us to it.
Well, destination and final series of the online qualifiers for Modern Warfare 2. My God, chance they grew up so fast. One day they'll be able to have a beer. Honest to God, though, a very interesting series for us ahead of us. Really interested to see how Wardy plays. Coming out of the UK, smack bang in the middle of the bottom side of your screen there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. An interesting choice to bring a submachine gun player into the role of an AR, but hey, let's see what happens, boys and girls. Strap in. This should be fun.
Yeah, a lot of confusing things about that, but you are correct, Wardy. SMG player replacing the main AR, and I believe it's going to be Kismet that is going to be picking up the extra attack on the map. So interesting to pay attention to, and obviously New York on this map, incredible. Best at rotating, best at holding hills. They have an incredible record as well. Obviously a new dynamic, an opportunity for Boston to take advantage of the fact that they're using a sub, but I would not be taking them lightly. Still very high expectations for the Subliners.
Oh, indeed. For both teams, a lot still at stake. For the upcoming major, nothing is set in stone yet. This is the final piece of the puzzle. Here we go into Hydro. One last time online.
Okay.
What?
I got baited. I was explicit. I think Kismet was talking about it on the flank last night about he was going to be running the flex, but Wardy's got the tack out. So who knows what we're going to see?
What?
It's going to be weird.
We're about to find out. So far, it's a couple of first bloods going the way of the Boston Breach lads. No one in the hard point just yet, but Wardy so far, I mean, look, he's doing the thing. Unfortunately, a great read out of Beans there. Takes care of Wardy. Now over towards the hard point, and that's Boston Breach all day so far.
Yeah, just extra tax on the map, I suppose, is what they're going to be rocking with. So everybody's got the long gun in hand, and Kismet, in the meantime, is going to be spawning out. You do have Hydra that wins a big gunfight, and Hydra wins a big 2. Clean 4-man wipe, and, well, now the question is, do you read the split spawns? It looks like Hydra hyper-aware.
He's also head glitching the camera. Difficult man to deal with in all circumstances. Awakening in the backline, full stunned. Wait a minute, though. That's some heavy fire coming out of Demon Joe. P2's up, subliners are in. You have a lot of players with Boston Breach on the backline to deal with.
It really is just good spawn awareness, too. I've just been waiting for this gunfight for quite some time. Awakening going to be going for the wide swing, or depending on when he wants to go to contest. I mean, Boston have 2 players back here. It's only trades for the moment. This has been 20 seconds before he even starts to contest this hill. And the patience, well, doesn't pay off, or at least not immediately. Hydra chops down 2, but looks like Boston could be through, or just mixing us around the hill.
Or, you know, Beans just let out a really good dead right after that one on a Wardy. 1 HP remaining before being traded out. Here comes Kiz versus Krem. Krem's going to get it. That's a solid 20 seconds of hardpoint time there on the second hardpoint. Over now towards third we go. Beans will be the only man there for Boston Breach. The New York Subliners hit squad, they are out as a bounty on Beans. Will they collect? There it is. Kismet gets it. That's going to be hardpoint spawns for number 3, all New York.
Like, how good is the vision on Priest that he actually saw him through the little crack in whatever that thing is called? So Priest, obviously a demon in the lobby, and more importantly for New York, well, they had a perfectly clean break. And Wardy, I mean, he's the cutoff man. So you got Kismet on one side, Wardy on the other. Boston, it's going to be not fun in the slightest just to try to cross out before you can even think about the contest. They got to blend their setup.
Oh, here comes Vivid. Apex Predator at the moment of the seas. On land to see how he fares. Hydra, though, he's going to be the guy upstairs trying to take care of these players. Sound EQ goes crazy as they're trying to listen their way through. There's Krem. Snake the little stairwell. I love the play, but Krem hot on the trigger. And here comes Wardy, unable to take both, but don't worry, Awakening has his trade. Lovely work out of Boston Breach. Forward they go. Priest is up next in the point. Spawns are still close for the subliners, and no one seems to be really getting into this one. P-Dog. Oh, nearly with a knife. That's going to be Vivid. Cut down again. New York with the time.
Yeah, and overall, a pretty strong hill. I know they had to trade away maybe an extra 10 or 15 seconds just to play for the kills, but they got them all at a very solid P3. But on the rotation, they're going to be taking things slow because Boston are very aggressive on the map, and that aggression might get punished. Number 8 spawns over towards the new hill. Boston starts to spawn out at least halfway across the map, and that is an opportunity for the Subliners to capitalize on the rotation.
Yeah, lovely comms already. I mean, I would imagine the way those guys are moving around, Wardy waiting for that approach. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits into the squad already, but Vivid's 2, cut down immediately. The only member up for Boston was going to be Beans, and he's still alive and kicking the trophy there, but that will not stop the Subliners on the approach. Once again, a decent break, and here comes the counterattack for Boston, close and personal. They take care of Kismet. That's their hard point again.
And Boston playing a dangerous game, being that aggressive on old, but they are happy for the mixiness and environment that they thrive inside of. And, well, now they get to live inside the hill, collect the final 20 seconds, and think about that new rotation. Once again, Wardy cut off, man, doing a good job. He's been like constantly pushed out on the map. And again, when you have guys that are successful at that, Boston, they spawn out and just have to hike all the way across the map. So Wardy trying to keep things under lock and key.
Yeah. Nah, not at all. This is a jailbreak and Boston breach. They're now 3 men. As they now try to run across map towards the new hardpoint. Lead change, Subliners. They're now in control. They've got hardpoint. They've got the angles covered. Here comes the trades. Oh, big win out of Beans. Continues to find that sublime form. Hydra cuts down one before being taken care of. Now to the hardpoint we go. Boston are knocking on the door. In they go, but it's your boy Wardy right back at it. He's on the point. He's soaking, and he hasn't been able to take care of Demon Joe, though. Awakening with an incredible 2-piece. The hardpoint, though, still New York's. The battle far from over, though.
Awakening always going to be a difficult trade, and really that is true for many of the players on Boston, but Barista rises to the occasion, picks up the big 2 inside the point, and gives you a nice little bit of clearance on the time. Boston going to chalk this up, set themselves up on the rotation, and maybe an opportunity for Kremp, 5 and 11, to try to make a big play. Has at least one freebie, great trigger discipline, set himself up for 2, and should be a good way to start the hill. Kremp making nice plays.
Yeah, nice job, Kremp. Priest's 3-piece there for P-Dog. Bit of a lead now developing for the New York Subliners, and with Wardy on the squad, I think it's about time we go for a quick listen in.
I don't see him down right there.
Gotta be front side of time.
Front side time. He's half out on the ship back. Nice.
I'm watching your mid-cut. I'm watching your mid-cut.
Top down, beans. No, mid-cut, get it out.
Mid-cut,
Crimp. Okay, relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go water, guys.
We good.
Ready?
With push red, okay?
Ready? I don't see him bridge.
Give me broken probably. Or mid-cut.
Time, Vivid.
Yeah, mid-cut.
Vivid from that time.
He's by archers right now.
Yo, it's top dome.
One time, one shot, Vivid. Archers done. On timing's 1 bullet for you. He got me. Beans on bridge. Nice, on time, 1 shot, first time. Yo, fight this together.
Time dead.
Nice, good shot.
Nice. Could be top dome. Yep, he
I'm
needed
getting in the water.
from P2.
I'm getting top down. I'm getting broken, okay? Take your time. I'm not gonna be broken for sure. Or are we done? 10 seconds for this. I don't see him top down.
He needed from back P2. Yo, get
Yeah, I got top.
I'm doing the water shit. with an air, okay?
Mid steps. Awakening.
I don't see him time.
How many done?
Backside time. It's backside time weak. Backside time weak and then top time.
Mid-cut, P1,
Back
baby.
door really weak.
P1, elbow.
Ready?
He went down.
Bottom dome. Yeah, it's one up.
Top down, wait.
Down. One shot after
Okay,
wake.
okay.
He jumped in the water, I think.
Ready?
Needing time here. One's gonna be that
P1
guard.
as well.
Yeah, P1 cutting, weak.
Yeah, we're rapid for P1, hold on.
He's P1 barrel.
He's got one.
Top down, P1.
I need it.
Kill
Yeah,
beans.
top dome. You have streaks.
Nice.
Awakening has streaks.
Ready.
I'm gonna step shot. I'm gonna cut. Don't try,
Top dome.
Top down.
Top dome, one shot. One's only broken. Rotating archers right now.
Archers, absolute. We might flip behind it.
We're good.
I'm watching the doorway. Vivid, wake, listen, Cramp and beans.
I have a trophy on new.
I'll block the back, alright? Cramp
Yo,
and
he
beans.
did wall out. Front cramp.
Alright, looking for beans as well.
Ready?
I'm stunning your water.
P1 absolute beans. Yo, one's top right of new. He's in new.
Yeah,
Hold on me. Awaken an old.
We spawned out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different flavor chance for the New York Subliners. However, Boston have bounced back here on Hydro, and they now have the lead.
Yeah, they're in a good position as well to try to keep these players off time. A couple players pushed up, more so Beans that's over nearby the point. He's up top and just wants to keep New York off the time for as long as they can. Hydra also just wants to play keep away. It's an entry gunfight, but Beans is there for the trade, so Beans trying to do it with the Vaznev as well. Him and Awakening have been having a fantastic game. Certainly so in the kills column, and well, eventually Beans falls. It's not like New York are going to easily be able to get this time.
Not an easy thing whatsoever. Awakening. Wow, these gunfights are nutty, son. Our point still on the hands of Boston Breach. They're going to soak up the remaining 20. Rotation, though, all New York Subliners. They've got the other side of the map covered. Chance. This is a wonderful opportunity to bounce back.
Yeah, still back-to-back kills for Boston, though, so they have a little bit of that momentum and plenty of time on this rotation for guys like Vivid to maybe not take the deepest water route. Makes it about halfway, and him and Kremp working together, and he gets out of the water because they're calling in a cruise. Try to get those tacks and nades over so the trophy don't actually connect. Not good enough. Trophy survives, or actually the nade comes in a little bit late and still gets the kill, so minimal benefit. Boston still need a hit from the front.
There's a lot of smoke in the air now, going to be cleared up. Kismet holding it down. Awakening. Let's see if he can win another ridiculous 1v1 gunfight. Wardy now ring around to Rosie. Wardy gets some of the drop shots. Welcome to the league, son. Nice big win there, helping the boys retain that hard point control. Kremp, he's the next problem to deal with. Dealt with there. 30 seconds remaining here on the trail. And so far, the Subliners are running it.
And confirmation that his headset does work. Same thing for Vivid. Heard that player running through the outer lane a mile away. But even for 20 seconds, I'm kind of on the same page as Vivid. Try to get him off the time if you can, but York gives them nothing to work with. But Awakening wants to slow the push down. Still 10 seconds to go with that scrap time, and an opportunity for Hydra just to soften up the push. Boston going to be a little bit tougher to hold this hill unless they all spawn close.
Well, you never know. These things happen. An Awakening at 21 and 13. Find any more of these nuts kills. Very fun to watch them indeed. Contest. Going to come to a close in a moment. Beans gets involved. Up close and personal there with the TAC 56. Time now in the hands of Boston Breach. Only Wardy is nearby here for the hit, waiting for the rest of the Subliner squad. He will be the go button. As soon as he finds that kill, there's the good test. Check your corners. They can't find him. Wardy, that's it. Big kill. Wait a minute. Crimp lines up two. I don't believe it. The third can Crimp get the whole team. He does. That is unbelievable. Hard point, Boston.
Roaring for the dead, and now you got to read those spawns. Big moment to try to get this last bit of time, and it looks like they're going to do it. And a couple of these New York players are spawning in the back, so you have Priesta playing the long game. He's in a gunfight against Awakening. Him and Beans are hunting Priesta down, and if you get these right side spawns, your game is going to be a little bit easier, and Beans is going to secure it. Boston have the advantage in this game.
Man, that was a momentum swing in a big way. Boston advantage. Final hard points are now upon us. The sun's setting on these teams. Someone's going to bed early. Subliners holding it for now. Wonderful work on P1 and P2 control, but for how long? Here comes Vivid.
And, you know, all that effort to get the spawns, but now Vivid's just going to be out of the play. So this is actually a good chunk of P1 time that the Subliners so far have been able to collect. And if you're taking a long route like this, got to make sure you win the gunfight. And I don't think he spotted him. Didn't see him at all. Hydra wins it. New York might have the spawns, but Boston at least have stripped away the P1 time.
Well, they stripped away tons of that time. They can still win it here. This is actually possible. So Subliners got to go. You have to get him off the point. Kismet getting in the fight. Does it. Saves the day for a moment. Beautiful work. Beans, holy dooly. 2-minute crickets. Beans, no way. Impossible to get all those kills, but he did his darndest, my word. Over the new point we now fly. Vivid's second crack at it. This one might be the opportunity. He finally gets in at the right time. Here comes Hydra. Vivid guns him as well. Nades are there. Time ticking. Nearly does Priesta in, and that's going to be Boston in the point.
New York gotta fly. I mean, it's what, 2 players nearby for P2, just kicking the door and go. It's being pre-aimed. You gotta win it. You gotta get the trades, but they can't get it done in Boston. Advantage on Hydro. Take down a team that was 9-2 on the map, but playing with the sub, kicking off that series right.
Oh, baby, that was a banger. Boston, Breach. This 4-piece from Kremp as well. Uno, dos.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes number 3. The last go spawn. Who is it? Hydra. No problem. Kremp, what a cleanup. A sensational play there of Boston Breach take the lead in the series.
And again, so, I mean, the entire, like, stage that is being set for this, there's already 4 teams that have a 4-way tie at a 3-2 record. If Boston win, then both Boston and New York also will have a 3-2 record for a 6-way tie. Good luck to League Ops to figure out all the tiebreakers, but it is also a situation where every single map is going to matter and affect that seed overall. I do think New York are in a safe enough spot that they won't drop like all the way to the 8th seed, even if they get 3-0'd, but like being 3-0'd is worst case scenario. That is what New York certainly wants to avoid, let alone they just don't want to lose entirely. But Boston, more maps you win in a row, the better. They at least got number 1 on board.
Crazy, man. That was some disgusting gunfights from both sides of the stage. But at the end of the day, Boston Breach a little too much to deal with there. The Subliners again, we are seeing Wardy here in place of Skies. And it's not been a bad look at all. I mean, he hasn't done anything outrageous. He's not done anything terrible. Boston Breach just sort of, you know, managed to hit the afterburners chance, and it went hypersonic towards the end there.
And hypersonic is definitely the speed you want to be operating at. And nice plays towards the end of the game as well, right? Vivid making the big 2-piece towards the end for the cutoff. So they had a lot of things going their way. And also just a lot of gunfights like that. All these players on Boston are just incredibly difficult kills.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last series. We saw them play, and it's like the teamwork is one thing. And this is what they're playing, I think, FaZe. And it's the same sort of idea as you got a team that's very effective on trading, very, very solid when it comes to teamwork. But individually, all of them are least lethal, so you really can't count anyone out in any bad situations. Like Kremp, we gave him all the craziest gas to off that amazing 4-piece. He went 19 and 24. Like, these guys are all capable of having these outrageous maps, outrageous games. It is the teamwork that makes the, forgive me chat, dream work. And right there, the DreamWorks was certainly well and truly in production. What a run. And we gave him enough gas before, and now we're about to do it again. Our Scuff play of the game. It's your boy Kremp with the perfect 4.
Yeah, literally just the perfect cleanup kills and a proper pop-off moment in the player cams as well. Lucky for the first 2 to line up, but great reads on the guy in the window and nice little slide action into the final one. I mean, Kremp has had himself a very interesting week as well, because obviously in this game, what was it, a .79, struggles in the kill column just a little bit, but he's shooting against Hydra, right? So you got to go against one of the best SMGs in the game. Obviously, just yesterday or the other day, had to play against the Tiny Terror. So Kremp is racking up experience very quickly, and obviously experience can go a long way. Feeling a little bit more confident going into map 2.
Confident indeed. Well, I'd hope so. And yeah, now a lot of sort of final words being passed over before we do get into that search and destroy. Before we get to another trio of hotels here in our final series of online play in the MW2 season. God, it has gone by pretty quick. I can't believe it. Yeah, Boston Breach, man, what a turnaround they've had. A lot of roster changes throughout the season. Of course, Vivid on and off the bench. Nero going out. Of course, Methods retiring. So much has happened in this season alone. Boston, can they finish out strong? A victory here over a sort of a slightly different look for the New York Subliners is one thing. Let's see if they can get it done here on the search.
Yeah, and of course, you know, hammering home the fact that there could be a 6-way tie potential. That's, of course, if Boston win. If Boston lose, they're going to end up with the 2-3 record. They have the 8 seed. They play Optic round 1, which admittedly could be a super spicy matchup. That's why this final one against the Subliners, the implications go such a long way.
Yeah, really. Look at that road, though, through Major 5. I mean, you've had some great series, the 3-1s to Surge and FaZe. Subliners, again, another top team that I think a lot of people would be expecting a 3-1 here had the Subliners been at full strength. But Wardy, hey, let's see what he's got in the Search and Destroy. It's good vibes there in the New York camp. You can see the bottom side of your screen. Everyone's all smiling, having a good time. Let's see if they can pull out a little bit of a comeback here in the Search and Destroy. We go to LSCLO. We can promise you some shenanigans in the upcoming map.
Yeah, and obviously they're just having to switch, you know, to give Wardy a little bit of experience, showcase him just a moment so we can focus on him. But also, maybe he can be the new guy on the roster to not let New York Subliners lose the 1 versus 4 in Search and Destroy. So maybe that's what we'll pay attention to, dodging the anti-clutch moments that Subliners just weirdly have let happen a few times.
Honestly, probably my favorite play. That BZ 4-piece. Sorry, New York fans. Sorry, not sorry, it was disgusting. Hydra with a snipe. Hydra with a miss. Awakening will double dip because that is how Demon Joe rolls. Like an octagon. Gizmos right there, far forward. It's actually Hydra that does finish it, but nice job. Yeah, from the Subliners first blood.
Yeah, Hydra doesn't miss often, so if he misses the first, you expect him, even on a difficult shot, to hit number 2.
Hello.
As Bean's just not ready for that. Kismet, I mean, he knows that he's a Vaznev player, just lives for the speed, so even with the tack behind enemy lines.
Yeah. While Kismet is mountaineering. Oh, another one for Kiz. 2 on the round. Delightful start from the Subliners.
Yeah, as easy as it gets. And I mean, it's not entirely a B hit. They didn't have the bomb running straight over that direction, but I mean, Kismet just walks over for free. Hydra with his snipe just gives him the proper coverage to get the intel on who's nearby. Perfectly executed round 1, and Kismet doesn't care what gun he has. Also, Miles, I don't know if you heard in the listening we did, one of the first things Kismet called out is like, I'm gonna go do AR stuff in the water. That was just the extent of it. I just love that from Vaznev players.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do AR stuff. What does that even mean? We get a main AR in the chat to translate. Here, though, he was putting up some AR moments this time round, especially with the 2. But on board with Vivid now of the Boston Breach, they now approach Priester, and Priester has received more than his fair share of bullets there. Dips on out. Kremp's moving in for the kill. He's on your right. Kremp, take care of that one. Priester gone. Trades are done. 3v3.
Yeah, Kismet in the main, or in the meantime, doing AR things continuously. Another kill his direction. So 3v3 on the map, and Wardy with the dead silence. Wow. Insta-chows, and that is bombed down. Advantage to the New York Subliners.
Yeah, no problem for Wardy. That's like, yeah, don't worry. It's Awakening. I'm just going to jump chow it and cut him in half, and he does. That's a wonderful advantage to have. Wardy's dead silent still out and about, so he's going to be moving. I say that, he's pumped the brakes. And that's because Kismet has the top side covered. Good work. You got the bomb down as well. Beans now in a 1v3. Good luck, mate. Might get a kill out of it, but you've got to get the bomb. You've got 30 seconds to do so as well.
Yeah, Kismet loves doing some AR stuff on the map, it seems like. Nice little reposition, pick a new angle, and pre-aim something, and never give it up. There is nowhere to go and nothing for Beans to do.
This is a lovely live shot of Beans also doing some AR stuff. Let's see how many times we can squeeze AR stuff into the series.
That's a lot of effort. Not even a lot of effort. Actually, that's incredibly minimal effort to go and kill Kismet. Just chalking the round up, moving about your day, and obviously that is good news for New York Subliners. Not only do they get the round, but every single player either has a trophy or dead silence accrued just due to the length of that round.
Beams was trying to keep the tack going into the next round. The rest of the New York Subliners are happy with that. First Blood's been working out for them. Hydra snipes, particularly when they're on offense. Let's see if he does it again. This is a team with a very deep playbook, but I feel like this series might be an opportunity for them to get a little bit flashy, and I hope that's what we're about to see. Wow, what a stun.
And Boston don't really fall for any bait either. There's a lot of nades thrown down towards the field side of the map, and we rotated back over towards B. I know Hydra spotted Vivid, so that might be the play call, just to try to work and sniff Vivid out. Kismet, see if he can make the read, pick the spot where he's laying down, get him through the fence, easy as it gets. That is 5-0 for the Bulldog.
I'll tell you that. One more, and he gets himself a cruise missile. Very handy on the map. Krem will say no to that. Guns him. 3v3. 45 on the clock, and now plenty of nades from Wardy. Keep his little spree going. He knows Krem's on the inside of the site. That's the check. Perfect timing. Wait a minute. Yes, gets it. 2v3 now. Big Wake's going to make it a 2v2. The bomb down at B, though. This becomes very, very difficult. Can Beans clutch this round?
Well, the question is, how well is he going to deal with Hydra? It looks like he's trying to attack him first. Has to know that he's going to be in the top window with a snipe, and that dead silence times it perfectly, so he gets up silently. There's a freebie first kill. You got a 1v1 against Priesta.
Oh, my word. 20 seconds now. Beans is moving. Plenty of time left on the dead silence as well. Checks the site. Priest has gone for a bit of a lap now. If he's going to dive on this, this is the time to get it done. Priesta, eyes on the bomb, wins the fight. And that is that. Another ineffective round from Beans there in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, just a super solid play call there from Priesta. Gives it a few seconds after Hydra dies, checks the clock and realizes, well, even if he hops it straight away, it's going to be another, 6 or 7 seconds before he can even get to bomb. As long as he doesn't kill me, I just know I have to check at the perfect time. So Priesta, no problems there. Clean little, 3 versus 3 towards the end, and even Wardy getting in the mix as well. Nice cleanup kill on the guy on the bomb site. Might have fallen to Awakening, but Priesta there for the trade. So efficient teamwork the whole way through.
Yeah, Subliners. I mean, even with Skies not being present in the roster right now, Wardy has fit in like a glove. Full A-bomb site control right now for the Subliners. Hydra and Wardy, that submachine gun duo. There is no hope in hell you're getting in there. An
opportunity for some wall bangs to come through, or for Hydra to think about making the play. Pops dead silence, but does get back down. Boston on the approach again. Wall bangs can be incredibly effective here. If not, they're going to set up for some trades.
Any minute now. Boston are going to make that move. Doing running Denny. Hydra gets it through the crack. The second is there as well. Beans from up top. Not opting for the trade. Wardy going to get the full regen, and we're going to live to fight another day. Reposition. Whoa, Wardy takes care of Big Wake. Is Beans going to be there for the trade? No, but he makes it a 1v1. This time round, Beans. Can we find it? It's going to be 3 in a row otherwise, as Wardy still making the run.
Just ran out of dead silence, too. He is playing off of Wardy overcommitting. And Wardy, for the moment, hasn't gone to check the bomb, but Beans is playing as patient as he can.
Here we go. Couple of shots in. That is the bomb. Beans, a few seconds to get it. He's got to dive in there. Wardy might be able to hit this. Beans is going to make the read. Oh, no. He's gone for the fight. It's another round to the sideline. Oh! No way! No way! It was 0.0 what? How? Beans! It could not have been closer. He gets the clutch. Third time was the charm.
That is a challenger's play right there, unfortunately. Wardy did everything right, literally until the final moment, and Beans there to gun you down. Former teammates, by the way, not super often, but Wardy and Beans have certainly crossed each other's paths on occasion over the years, and Beans certainly gets the best of them there.
Oh, you'd love that if you're Wardy. What a highlight play. You cut your way through the team. I do not believe it. What a clutch from Beans. 4 in a row. And here comes the set of vicious trades. Subliners up by 1.
And you know, well, obviously it is completely Wardy's fault, but also not his fault at all, man. New York Subliners just get clutched on in search and destroy on occasion. So that's where the curse lies, and we'll see if that curse continues for the 2v3. Beans making the approach, but again, nice and patient, hoping for a kill to fall into his lap, but he's cleared out the site. Nobody's home.
Oh, Kismet ends the spree. 25 seconds on the bomb. Big wake. Not going to happen. Wardy once again has his number. Another big win. Individually, as the Subliners keep rolling on LSCLO.
I mean, yeah, much better this time. And obviously, vibes flowing. They've been going great. Outside of, again, just a last-moment mishap from Wardy. It's been nearly perfect every single round. New York Subliners, no sweat on their brows. And again, in a situation where every map matters, if they can just get one. Not that they're feeling uncomfortable. Clearly, they're happy, but already in a better spot.
My good God. I'm still reeling from that last round. Man, what was like 0.1 second. Wardy so close to it. Tough. 4-1. Can't be too disappointed. He's sitting at 5 and 2. Having a lot of fun. Vivid, though. Yet to get a kill.
I think I might do the same thing if I'm 0-5. Pump the brakes, belly down, and hope a kill falls near your lap. You do have everyone on, by the way, on New York Subliners just popped that silence. Everybody just popped it. Wardy's up pop. He's going to kill him as well. Give him not an ace, but a team ace. Clean 4 down. Boston barely shooting back.
Wonderful composure from Wardy there, and that 1v1, the nade play. Look at that. And we saw the creep through the window. Brilliant catch as well from the observers. Wardy, right place, right time. Another great round from the Subliners. It's one more. We move on to control.
I mean, it is an instant bounce back, I'd say, from Wardy. Makes one small mistake and then just comes out and fries the next few rounds. By the way, New York, there is zero fear in their hearts. Almost played that round like it was ranked play. Like 3 different players popped Deddy and just W-keyed straight at them. And now more aggressive play calls. I mean, just right back attacking the B side of things. No one for Boston has ever played like a deep pocket corner. So guys like Awakening are watching the cross. They've gotten picked apart a few times. And it looks like even Kismet reads the flank, just picking them apart again.
Yeah, that's a big first blood. Beans is out of this one, and we might only see him in the control. Hydra does miss out on the snipe there towards Awakening, but that's fine, man. We're going to run over towards A as the entire team makes the play. Wardy will be the rear guard, making sure no one flanks their way through that field side. And for now, I do like the play call from the Subliners. You've got a lot of space to work with.
Yeah, you just have options on the map, and even for the side of Boston, it's going to be very difficult to read anything that's happening. I mean, you're never going to check this corner that Wardy's playing in. You might know a couple players are down low, and here's Kremp getting sent in for the kill.
If it gets himself off the donut at the right possible time, Kismet, whoa, what a win from Kremp. Unbelievable. Now all down to Kremp in the 1v2. It's Wardy and Hydra. It is a submachine gun fiesta here in the final 20 seconds of the round.
He's just playing around the bomb, though, waiting for these guys to make some noise, pick it up, and then chow as soon as somebody's going for the plant.
There's one.
There's the timing. There's number 1. Next guy next to him, but he can't get it done. The trades are through, and Hydra, big old smile on his face, happy as you could be.
Oh, Kremp was so close, and he knows it. What a brilliant attempt. A lovely challenge, but not quite enough. A bullet or 2 going his way. This Boston breach, they may have won the hard point, but the Subliners take the search.
Just look, I mean, come on, playing with the sub on cruise control like that, even Wardy able to have a couple pop-off moments, so that is as ridiculous on LSCLO as you're really going to see. I mean, Boston just completely fell flat. Vivid, I guess the good news is he got off the donut, was able to pick up a kill, so there's not that pain point, but I don't know, 6-1 dagger right there. Can't feel good going into map 3.
Nope, not at all. We'll see what happens, though. Map 3, very, very different, of course, because now we get to Boston Breach's happy place. We go to Hotel. It's triple Hotel to close out our final series today. And again, I think after the 6-1, you test the sort of mental fortitude, but we saw the same thing, Chance, when it came to the Atlanta FaZe series, that hotel game. It is a wonderful bounce back for the members of Boston Breach Control, particularly strong. We did see FaZe drop, you know, a mighty steamer on them previously, Simp with a record performance, but we'll see, because it's 3 in a row, and it's a very, very different look for the New York Subliners. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Hotel Control coming up next.
Yeah, going to be an interesting situation too, right? To see if one of the first teams to really take it to Boston on Hotel is going to be Kismet with the AR, Morty as a sub. So a fun match we certainly have on our hands, and the implications are very real. So definitely got to see if Boston can turn up and force all the ties.
Well, plenty to play for still here in the Call of Duty League. Final series of the day, but it doesn't mean it's not an important one or a banger. In fact, it's both. Find out, ladies and gents, how the control goes after this break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. And upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the CDL.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Time to forget about all the other maps in the pool because now we play Hotel 3 in a row. That is if, well, actually, we're going to see at least 2 of those. But now we go to a tie. It's 1-1, going into the hotel control. It's anyone's game, but I think we're all leaning towards Boston. Is that right, Chance?
That's actually an incredibly difficult call. I feel like just because Hydra is on New York, like those pop-off moments if he goes on a ridiculous spree, it's kind of just difficult to predict this one, I'd say. However, yes, Boston, very comfortable on the map, very prepared for the bounce back after the SMD. And by the looks of it, like if New York lose these next 2 maps, they'd be like tied with Minnesota for 5th, 6th. And obviously, if you get the 7th or 8th seed, that's when you play Atlanta or Optic. So New York should be safe, top 6 no matter what. Boston still need to win this series because if Boston loses again, they will be the 8th seed. So Boston needs this. New York a little bit more comfortable, which is obvious. They're playing with York.
Good luck. Let's find out how it goes. Boston have loved themselves a little bit of hotel recently. Let's find out if they still love it or if it was just a fling. Here we go. First up, we'll see how the boys of Boston attack both of these points. Nice nades to open things up from Vivid. A very standard affair on the break. Who gets the kills?
Yeah, also heard Vivid jumping inside a restaurant and set up and ready for the kill. So maybe it'll be responsible for A as his teammates are at least causing issues over towards that B zone. But no matter what direction Boston elect to go, it'll be a slow capture. Looks like awaiting falls at B, and the player nearby on defense right now is Kismet. Has a little bit of help from Hydra, and Kismet might not even need that help. Does get traded out as this very slow round commences.
That's not bad from Vivid. Kremp gets involved as well. A is long gone, boys. Chalk that one up. Subliners aren't going to give up just yet. Priest is trying to get involved. He's got time. Uh-oh. Kremp, though, cutting off the reinforcements. But Priest has got time to try to stop this. One player. And he gets it. Okay, P-Dog gets the second as well. That's a 5 spree from Priester.
That's just so annoying, too. You could hear Awakening, even though it was very small footsteps, the pitter-patter of Priest's feet. Hurt him either way. Turned around, just lost the gunfight. So awareness, 99. Johnny, though, falters in the moment. Vivido is wrapped around. I mean, B is actually wide open if Boston want to try to jump on this. You do still have to worry about P-Dog shooting you in the back because, well, that'll be a cruise. That'll be a 7 spree.
At 7 and nothing so far. However, his teammates are still struggling elsewhere. The map has been very much dominated by most of Boston Breach. They've still got presence over towards the B side. Backing on up now, looking towards the A on the defense as well. That's going to be Kismet's job. So far, despite this ridiculous run from Priester, this map is far from over.
I hit a bunch of YYs too. Student of the Kenny Call of Duty school, I suppose. So Priest making plays, but the action now over towards A. 2 men on defense for New York. And would it be that front line that does not last very long? Double chow coming through. Kismet, how many can he collect? Only one before he falls. Boston desperate to get this final tick, but nice little stack coming through at a minute to the clock.
Priester, 9-0. These gunfights are sublime, but that point does get captured. The spree comes to a close. Hydra, he springs to life a little late, but that 4 spree, not a 5. You better get going, though. Boston Breach, they are hot-footing it over towards the other zone. 50 seconds to go.
Oh, that's a freebie as well. Orty just going to insta-die, and now you have Boston opportunity. Orty does get the close spawn, but Boston are setting up the pinch.
Yep, pinch is on. Here we go. Boston are in. Kremp, big win.
Big wins.
2 huge kills. 35 seconds to go now. Beans out of nowhere. Off the top row. Vivid traded out. That's going to be Boston on the point. It's a 2-man stack. The capture is on.
Yeah, good luck this one. Morty might just end up flooding into the deck. He's the only player that got the close spawn, and New York want to make the investment. If it's only 2 players on the point, you have a little bit of time to work with, but Boston wins all the gunfights, had a trophy, they got a triple stack, and thus should get this round.
Yeah, Beans is backed on up. That is it. Despite the incredible efforts. Oh, wait a minute, they're in. Kiz wins this fight. It's not done yet. Hydra with a contest. Beans wins it last possible second, as Boston draw first blood on Hotel.
Yeah, maybe closer than it should have been towards the end, but a round win is a round win. And I mean, that is all that effort. You know, a 9 spree from Priest before he falls for absolutely nothing. Even the cruise missile gets burned. And I mean, I think New York maybe just playing a little bit too comfortable on the wrong side of the map. end up giving up the B zone, and a little too much fun. And I think Wardy had a couple bad gunfights as well, but certainly looking for the bounce back in round 2, because obviously we saw from Priest's POV, certainly guns are still hot.
Oh yeah, 13 and 3 for Priester. See if he can't keep that one going. Over to Vivid. 1 and done. As Wardy gets involved, Awakening was a bullet away from taking care of Priester, but that boy has the blessings of the COD gods today. He is shooting something fierce.
You got Beans looking for number 6 and a cruise missile potential as well. Just sort of that backline player to the B zone, because New York Subliners are effectively fighting that 2-front war. Kismet gets on the board, shuts down the cruise, and opens up that pressure towards B. Doesn't have a lot of help for the moment from his teammates, but also for Boston. Nobody's home, so they're getting kills all over the place. Wardy's picking up 2 pieces as the B zone is being secured.
It's evaporating so fast. There's 2 players on it right now, and that's enough to get the job done quickly. Vivid, nice help at great range there. That was a brilliant way to stop the play. B now done. 1 segment down, no chance. So you cut your losses if you're New York. Can't be too disappointed with that.
Yeah, New York are all over the map right now, and Vivid hitting some nice shots and having some nice angles and throwing some nice snakes into the mix as well to continue his spree. Boston to crank things up after that round win, and my God, they know where everybody's coming from.
How do they do it? Over now towards the A zone we go defensively, as again Boston breach a little too strong here on defense. No one from the Subliners too close. Here comes the hit from Kismet. Win this fight. It's going to help things out indeed, but you're still going to get through Vivid. 6 spree from him makes it a 7. So strong hit 8 as Hydra has been decimated once again. New York Subliners nowhere to be found in the round.
Yeah, great form, great shots, and a great spree from Vivid. 5 seconds left, maybe just a flood into your final deaths. Yeah, Priest that had the 9 spree round 1. Well, Vivid wants to do the exact same. A dominant round on defense for Boston. Vivid over there taking care of business. I mean, he was around restaurant the entire time, but also picking up kills on the B zone as well. So, stuffed a couple of those opportunities Subliners at one point had.
Welcome return to the roster, I think, from Vivid. It's been a couple of weeks, and he's already had his fair share of hot moments for the squad. A victory here would be so important. We've talked about the stakes, and I'm sure Bucket and Nameless on the desk as well will go through it. But man alive, for Boston, what a turn this would be. A long series still ahead of us, but they're on map point.
It's going to be a massive... Is this all 4 players down low? Someone has to be top end. But either way, Boston getting ready to make moves and maybe just getting flooded out into a blender. But Vivid still alive, but not for a long enough time. Extra trophies are there for New York, and nice little counter strat off the rip. No funny business it be.
Nah, not at all. There's a sneaky Hydra on the other side of this one. Beans for kill number 5 in a row. Hydra, whoa, good win out of Beans. Attack still smoking. If you can get one more, it's going to be streaks. Priester from the Godheady. Absolutely takes care of business. Over towards A defensively now for the New York Subliners. It's Kismet over there. You've still got to worry about Awakening. If he can get a kill or 2 here, that does open B up for play, but there you go. Hydra right back into the fight. Beautiful stuff from him. Little slow chance, 9 and 14. These kills are important.
And, well, important kills are certainly the ones the Subliners are collecting. Wardy has been in and around the kitchen for a long time. Finally, he gets cleaned up, and that'll be the open door policy over towards A for Boston to finally get on the objective.
Woo!
They are being flown back. Yeah, you deserve to shoot his body after that one. That was a clean kill.
Oh, no, wait. He's going to get a few more here. This is disgraceful. Awakening. A few moments later, back into the game, back over towards A. 3-man stack, potentially. That should see the capture come through.
I mean, look, you see the body shots and you're like, ooh, that seems like a bad idea. That might be a curse. When you go dolphin diving out of the glass window, made 1 shot and still win the gunfight, you have to shoot bodies after that moment or else you get fired. So Hydra doing the right thing.
Hey, man, we don't make the rules. We just make them up. Hydra! Once again, more kills. Over to B we now go. The last ditch attempt here from the Subliners here on this hotel control as Wardy fighting for his life. As is Priester and Hydra coming out of spawn. Good stuff. Life count not looking ideal for Boston Breach. 13. They're not quite on life support yet. See if they can get it done. All they need is 1 set of clean kills and they're in.
And you can see Beans and Awakening not on the same page there. One guy chowed out the back there. The guy challenged through Shandy. So miscoordination. Have to reset for a second attempt. But this time, they're getting the kills. New York Subliners players are spawning out. So a massive opportunity for Boston, tripling up on the flank.
Go. Honestly, if they make this work out, they've lost a few players here. Wardy not to be deterred by the pre-fire, flies on through. Priester still vigilant approach. Whoa, Kremp gets another. Priester does not give up the angle. However, he has given up the zone, and now you've got players on it. Boston's reinforcements flooding forward. Kismet now coming off a spawn. Wardy with the angles. Nades, everything being thrown their way. Boston, they're running out of numbers now. They've got some bedroom presence chance, but they've got to get kills again.
Yeah, and they have to make this perfect as well. Wardy did get called out, so you have to be aware that he's going to be behind you. Problem is, he just took a deep route and makes the play. Only 6 lives remaining. Subliners right now in prime position to get their round win. Extra kills coming through their way, and got an SMG with Dead Silence popped. Wardy, this is just free time to play with.
Kremp snoozing there in the bedroom. Final few seconds. That kill should seal it. There's no way Beans can make it from desks over towards the point. There it is, done. Subliners get on the board, 2-1.
And, pretty solid round on defense. Again, right from the jump, you saw Boston, quadruple stack to try to go for the B zone early. But as soon as that got shut down, New York didn't make mistakes after the fact. And that one had nice moments where they're running rampant inside a kitchen around restaurant. But as soon as that falters, nice and stable over towards B. So down but not out in the control. York Subliners, though, still a long way to go.
Yeah, 2 straight rounds. I mean, 3 straight rounds is one thing. 2 from here on out. It's not going to be an easy thing, especially against Boston Breach. They are a dangerous team here on Hotel, but crazier things have happened today alone. Vivid's having a fantastic game, though. 21 and 15. And Wardy, oh yeah, feeling confident for Spree.
Is the big question, though. Yeah, Beans get taken care of. I was going to say, that's the difficult man to get past, but as soon as you kill the ARs, that B zone now is wide open. And Wardy playing for the cutoff kills. Well, that did not last long.
No, eyes were bigger than his belly. Kremp cuts him down, and now Beans, he's taking care of business as well. Streak's there. Can Kismet hold on alone behind enemy lines? And he's been cut down as well. Boston Breach, they swarm the B zone. They defend it successfully. You do get the New York Subliners over towards A. 59 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, certainly had an opportunity, but obviously easier said than done. And right now, Hydra just flooding them and funneling them through. It's like, hey, middle of the map is wide open, maybe the full flank, but I do have everything else. But Boston might be able to swarm. I mean, it's only 2 ticks through, and it's only 2 men on the point because Hydra's out of the play. So Boston an opportunity just to be annoying, gonna get it done, kills everybody in sight, and they read Hydra. New York again playing just a little too comfortable.
Yeah, a little too comfy is one way of putting it. 3-man dive through connector now. Wardy, they're all tagged up. So this play has been absolutely stopped. Awakening. Eagle eye on that side of the room. Vivid now with a pinch. This is huge from Boston. They are starting to suffocate the Subliners. Okay, a little bit of space to work with. Over to Kremp on the point alone. Beans cut down from behind. Can Hydra do something unthinkable here? He does. Priest is there to back him up as well. That should be A done.
Man, just another moment for Boston where I figured like the comms were coming through. I think it was Awakening had those players one shot, knew he was hitting up through mid, but maybe the communication just too late or too many things to deal with. But either way, New York happy to stabilize, get the extra minute to work with, but not a lot of time. That is 2 big kills, and that is a lot of players now working the flank. New York hit the go button.
And they are going. Awakening has been suppressed for now. Hydra with a 2-piece. Slowly but surely, Kismet's getting the job done on B. How many bodies will Boston throw at this? It's the tags. Streaks now coming in. That's going to be from Krem. And he has cleaned the point successfully. The Subliners have dipped out. Wardy stays alive. Bottom bedroom. He manages to get a kill of his own. And he's right back on the point. More defensive work there from Awakening. Final minute to go chance. And it is not going to be an easy thing to do. But Hydra on a 7, nearly 8. Jeez. Son. Still fighting.
Oh, that's great. B's got the 2 as well. Beans picked up a Vaznev. So I was going to say, Hydra had both those players one shot, but Breeza not able to get all of the cleanup kills. So a big moment there for Beans and Boston. Still holding on defense and reading the flanks as well. So Boston have a decent bit of map control. New York needs something to string together.
Looking for a pick. Not going to be an easy thing to do in Kremp's here. Wardy shouldn't be throwing a thing. Oh, Awakening still top bed control. Hydra streak doesn't amount to a lot. It does move those Boston players around. But I don't think it was what he was looking for. Final attack. 15 seconds. This is for the Subliners to try to get on that point. And they are being cut down left, right, and center. Now, Hydra. Heroics. But finally dealt with. It was a brilliant string of kills, but not enough as Boston Breach continue the dominance on Hotel. Control goes their way.
Yeah, and, you know, in a shocking fashion, Kismet for the first time, you know, purely running an AR. I think he finished 11 and 26 going against, you know, one of Boston's finest maps. So just not an easy switch up for New York to make, and maybe a few mistakes in the mix as well. But Boston loved the map for good reason, up 2-1 in the series, and obviously we'll be staying in Amsterdam for one of the final one, if not final two maps.
If not final two, but Boston set himself up for great success. We're going to go to a hard point after this one. But wow, there we go. Vivid's 9 spree. Same for Priester, who they all finished sort of statistically very happy, but at the end of the day, 3-1 is a strong scoreline in Control, especially in the Call of Duty League. We do see more round 5s on average. But a 3-1 like that, Boston continuing the dominance. Don't chow them on Hotel, boys and girls. You've seen enough tape. You've seen what they can do. But for the Subliners, decent crack at a chance, I think. Solid.
Sure. I mean, why not? Get to take a look at some of these highlights early on. Already popping off with a couple kills. This is the spree that Vivid goes on, by the way. So he was everywhere on the map to make sure he's getting kills all over the place. And obviously Boston playing with a certain level of ferocity in the respawns that is certainly present in the gameplay. But potentially long series we have on our hands to be the final one. And definitely one of the better moments, I'd say, from Hydra. Took a map loss, but a moral victory on Awakening.
A moral victory, but hey, that's why we don't shoot bodies. Scrap knows all too well now as well. Yeah, massive stuff. Great plays. Crimp as well, finding some brilliant 2 pieces. Awakening just doing exactly what you would expect. A player of his caliber. This is the last few hits here on the round. Defensive work from Boston Breach, so strong. Time and time again, winning those fights. But Hydra, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Hydra is one of the greatest players in the world right now, without a shadow of a doubt. But not quite enough there to help pull away the victory. Boston Breach take the lead in the series. Match point going into the hard point.
Yeah, I mean, always clean gameplay from Hydra, but some of those were just like extra snappy. It certainly seemed like if guys playing off angles, but Hydra's just ready there to beam you down. Obviously, if the map 2 is any indication, New York Subliners might actually be happy, or certainly would be happy to see a game number 5. Obviously, the question though, getting past Boston on Hotel Hardpoint, not an easy feat. Certainly doable, but means an Awakening consistent with the hot hand, and even there, Vivid frying as well. So Subliners and Wardy, well, they have their work cut out for them.
First part of our Hotel trilogy done. Let's find out if the second one is good. The sequel's typically better than the original when it comes to the trilogies. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, actually, fun fact, Empire Strikes Back, 43 years old today. Let's find out if the Subliners can strike back in this hard point on Hotel coming up in a moment. And again, if we have to go the distance, search and destroy, you guessed it, Hotel. Chance, big thoughts though, man. The first hard point was solid as hell. I still think that, you know, both teams looking pretty good. Wardy he's only getting stronger. He's warming up. He's getting things going. Subliners looking good either way. Can they take it against Boston? Force that game 5?
Absolutely can. Again, pop-off potential is always going to be present. Hydra towards the end really started to heat up in the Control as well and created opportunities. But if I was a betting man, I'd be putting the money on Boston. Again, it's just all 4 players down the line, comfortable in their roles, know exactly what they're going to do. And New York Subliners just in a much trickier spot. Obviously, it's not like they're going to be well scrimmed with Wardy. I wanted to make a joke about Empire Strikes Back so bad, but I think the time is fast.
Honestly, I would leave it alone.
I was going to say that Clayster was there for opening night.
No, leave it alone. It's a brilliant film. Moving on to the hard point. Been fun watching Wardy though. Nice sort of addition. A little bit of fun spice towards the end of the season. I'm sure we'll see him on the flank something later tonight talking about this performance, whether it's a win or a lose. We'll find out though. Beans though, still having a good series. Awakening, typical stuff of Vivid and Kremp. Everyone's had their moment for Boston Breach. Let's see if they can keep up this absolutely ridiculous performance and production on Hotel. Because surely, Chance, you're going to run out of magic eventually. Everyone's going to start getting the reads on you. There's only so many preposterous gunfights you can win in an entire season.
I mean, you say that, but I think preposterous gunfights has been sort of the name of the game for Boston for quite some time. So they live for the gunny, they die by the gunny. In a map overall, the record not super great for either team, both just above the 500-point margin, but obviously that just means they are solid. Rotations and holds, though, a little bit stronger for the Subliners, but obviously that's not with his roster, not with these weapons in hand. So Boston, this is your best chance, best opportunity to collect those extra 10 CDL points. You do not want to see him at 5. Got to take New York down on Hotel.
See if they can. Well, Major 5, you can still grab tickets. There's not many left. next week if you're in Toronto or if you're close enough to run across the border and get involved. For now, we're going to run over towards this first hard point, P1 on Hotel.
You know exactly where the Boston players are going to be. Just Awakening or one of the ARs going to be in the windows, and got to do it with the SMGs down low. 40 for the first one. Good reads on the second. Nice opening break for New York. They take Boston down.
Kiz can't win it. Ooh. There against Awakening, who seems to be a walking two-piece right now. Every time we see him in the feed, huddled alongside himself. Hard point firmly in the hands of Boston Breach. Subliners are all across the map right now. A very awkward and unfortunate series of events sees them pretty much screwed. Demon Joe brought down Chance, but Boston still solid start.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Good news, bad news. Good news for Boston. They flip the spawns. Bad news, they lose the time. It is a decent bit New York are going to be able to get, but great stuns. You already know exactly where the push is going to be coming from, and honestly, that stun is enough to slow these players down. Working together, both diving out their backs, but maybe into death or maybe to the gunny. They just break it down just like that. SMG, new duo working together. Wardy and Hydra are flying.
Here comes Kremp, though, and he has been ruining their plays all series long. You get another one. Awakening is so hard to kill. That's another sweet set from Boston Breach. It's 4 in a row for Kremp. Finally, you take care of Awakening. Hydra is spotted out. Vivid. He's going to land. Help his teammates try to clear that head. He's so difficult to take that gunfight. And there we go. Hydra is in. The trades are done. And it's Boston once again, Chance, the last team standing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful recovery out of Boston as well. You know, 2 players for the Subliners get in the back, but the trades are instantaneous. A bunch of big gunfights won, and Kremp on a 5. Number 6 might be the gunfight on rotation as well. His dead silence, though, just runs out, so he has to pump the brakes. But he can hear him from a mile away. Wardy might be the next man in line.
Oh, if you don't get these streaks, though. Oh, there you go. Trade should fly around that corner in a moment. Hard point. Oh, actually, no. Wardy, he dipped out for a second. Whoa, sweet Nate. Kremp can see the side of that one. Once again, Boston, it's a 6 from Kremp. It's 2 for Awakening, as Kremp is just going to start reaping the rewards of this spree here in Kitchen.
Yeah, Wardy tried to make a decent little play, but he gets chopped down, and maybe Hydra trying to take his turn. But just to be annoying, obviously, if you're inside, easy to cover these angles, and Kremp attempting to get the job done. Priest, though, makes the move, and just like that, guns to New York break through the hill. Vivid, maybe the best thing he can do is just contest. Too many gunfights to win, but he's going to hit the full send, and well, that'll be enough for Hydra to get the kills. Subliners happy for the moment. Collect those final 12 seconds and set yourselves up on rotation. It means maybe a close engagement or Priest going on the flank.
Well, it feels like Boston Breach absolutely pummeling New York Subliners. It's still a very close game. Over to the bar we now go for a couple of drinks before dinner. The restaurant will be after this. Kremp's going to be the man in there, and he is having a great game so far. 8-2, 10-6 out of Awakening. But here come the Subliners. Kismet. Whoa, he dives the right way. Kremp, smooth moves around the pillar. Wardy's going to be there for the kill. Vivid also doing what he can, as the trades have been so back and forth, Chance. You weren't wrong. There is a ferocity to Boston Breach's gameplay, and it's stuff like this. It's Vivid, so mobile, so speedy. So many angles. Wardy, no, doesn't read a single thing. Priester might have eyes on Vivid here, but the guns are so hot, and Boston are still running it.
I mean, still running it, and then they just get 3-man wiped, and it'll be Beams, last man standing in the hill. So we got a very mixy game for the moment. Kills being traded all over the map. But Boston, I was going to say, finally be able to collect the scrap time. Wardy wants it, though, and Wardy's going to get it. So a gunfight like that, it'll buy you 12 seconds. It'll keep Boston out of the time, but it will make the rotation just a little bit more difficult. Boston set up, and we know how good their form is. Not an easy hill to break down.
No, not at all. Poor Kismet, he is struggling, man. He's not having fun at this main AR role.
Oh, no.
He's not having a good time at all. 3-11. Vivid's now got Hydra's number. Here comes the remaining members. Oh, my God, of the Subliners. Priest is in. The trades are complete. And again, still a relatively close game. Awakening seemingly unstoppable. Kiz is in. Think about that. You know you want to. Beats for the nades. And there we go. 35 remaining on the point. The Subliners get the break.
An eventual break, but time worth fighting for. So, Kremp was going for it. He did not get it. He met Hydra instead. So that's a 3 spree and potential hot hand for the French phenom. But Vivid fries the Vaznev. Absolutely the best gun in the game.
He sort of hit like a short hop, side strafe, jump, hip fire, smack in there. Vivid, that was dangerous jutsu. And he's still going. Forward into the point he now flies. Hydra. He's up next. Can you read Vivid? I think Vivid might have spotted spotted him. Oh, nice shots from Hydra there through the glass. Explosive finish, though, to that life as Beans at range still sees Boston with a tremendous amount of map control.
And poor Kismet, he's not aware of the timings. Like, he is just playing a completely different game in the moment. He's certainly feeling a bit of that pain, but this is just a hill where no one has been able to collect any time. I mean, who cares about the objective when there's kills on the map to get, and Awakening gonna get them all.
Oh, no.
There's a 4 spree. Should be number 5, or at least for the damage and a little bit of that hill time. 20 and 9 on a 5 spree. Might only be a 30-point game, but might get a cruise.
Oh, he's getting there. 21 and 9. Gig awake. He is absolutely crushing them. This is a dangerous look as Boston just start to get more and more violent here on Hotel.
I mean, the violence, though, we'll see if it can continue because it's still only a 20-point game. And yeah, Hydra wasn't moving, so not going to hear that one coming. And you have a nice little entry salvo. A little bit better map coverage here for New York Subliners, but looks like Beans trying to take over. Awakening popping up in the feed as well. And Boston, the early advantage to get to the hill if they want it, but not easy on either side.
No, not at all. I was thinking poor Kismet going towards the end of the season, you know, stats are going to be a little bit skewed from this series, which is a shame for him. But Hydra and Wardy doing what they can in the feed. Kremp, though, smooth, speedy moves and wonderful map knowledge. He knows when he can hit the go button and when to pump the brakes. Priest now in this sort of 1v2 situation on the outside. Not going to go too far. Wardy trying to keep his boys alive and kicking good tags. Here comes Kremp and Awakening back onto the point. Once again, such lethality with the attacks from Boston Breach. That's 3 down, though, and that is the Subliners with solid map control going towards P2. They can pull it back right here.
This has also been, like, the past 2 hills, the least scored hills maybe we've really seen on Hotel Hardpoint. Like 25, 30 seconds collected on 2 hills in a row. So a lot of time off the clock has been burned, but I don't think that'll come into effect. New York Subliners, though, should wait 10 seconds on P1, completely set up around P2, looking for a good chunk of time.
Yep, we're in. Kismet in the far corner. Priester by the stairwell. Wardy coming through Spa. And here we go. Trades are down, but the Subliners, they're starting to waver. 3 clean kills. Good stuff. Get back on the point, and there you go. Another sort of 15 seconds about to be added into the bank.
Ooh, this is a tough moment for Boston. Do you actually want to try to hit this whole time and potentially end up flipping yourselves out, or do you want to rotate? It looks like all 4 players are going to full send and try to go for it. Meanwhile, Hydra's already taking a deep route. So for Boston, this is a delicate battle you are fighting. You need to get this time, and trades are coming all the way through. I think when all is said and done, yep, Awakening can't quite do it. Subliners get the scrap, and Hydra might be able to get the rotation as well.
Close but no cigar. 4 in a row from Hydra. Stay alive. He is eating it. Oh, wins the fight with a little bit of help from Kiz. Stays alive in the backside of kitchen. This is essential. Now, the spawns... Okay, no, the spawns are terrible. Don't worry about it. The spawns there from the Subliners all over the bloody place, but that does give him a few more angles of attack right now. Breach looking to take the lead back in hand. Hydra and Priest on the back line. Vivid cuts him down, pushes him out. That should be it. Priest is in trouble. Now to the front side of the kitchen, the Subliners go chance, and it is bloody pandemonium.
Yeah, big moment for Boston, too, because obviously you had the opportunity for Subliners to make the play, but they might just do it anyway. They can't get it done off the back spawns, but Kismet says, wait a minute, I'm a Vaznev player. Let me pull it out, go into the kitchen, and get things done. Nice little spree for him as Subliners trying to hold on to these final 25 seconds.
Holding on. Wardy stinking. Gets a lot of damage in. Staying alive now. Kismet looking for the contest. This is such a close hard point. 17 seconds remaining on this one, and Vivid's kill there will net it all for Boston Breach. Back to the bar we go. This hard point ain't over yet.
Oh, and Beans is catching players as well. That is a massive 2 on rotation. Kremp, freebie over towards Spot. You've cleared out the back spawns. You have it secured as soon as this hill pops. So Boston got an 18-point lead for the moment. They're in the better spot as well. And Beans is frying. I mean, well, kind of on this spree. 13 and 24, but he's on a 4 spree.
He's on a 4 spree, and boy, does it look good. 200 points crossed now for Boston Breach. This is it. We're looking at the end game for Boston here in the hard point. Can the Subliners prolong the series? Can they keep it going? Priester now, toe-to-toe with Beans on the Godheady. Wardy, as Beans loves it here, man. He's so strong in this position. Wardy on the approach, finally brings him down. Hard point open for a sec. Kremp on the reach-out. Back in we go. As this is non-stop chance, cannot be won here, but Boston will get close.
Yeah, such a good hill there for Boston, and it looks like they're going to get the cherry on top, potential final 15 as well, or maybe Hydra wants it. Neither team able to get it. And York sending 2 players over for these final few seconds, and that'll make the rotation a little bit trickier. Hydra, though, opening things up. He's by himself for the moment, but the reinforcement should be quick. York oscillating around the map.
They're in. Contests. Hydra stays alive for a sec. Wow, smooth turn. Trophy is somewhat getting away, but Wardy's there to help out. 28 and 20. He's having a lovely hard point so far. We are far from done here on Hotel, boys and girls. It's a good hold out of the subliners. Wardy tagged up. Great moves, but unfortunately Vivid is there. Over to the point we now go again. And no one's in it. There's a cruise missile on the way. Here comes Hydra into the fight. Holds back one. Awakening diving in chance, and it is non-stop. There's the contest. Kiz wins a big one. The subliners are staying alive? No? Maybe? Yo, Kiz! Wow, what a 3-piece! Staying alive indeed.
I don't know how he gets it, and look at where Boston spawns. They get eviscerated by Kismet, and they spawn in Kitchen, and now have a clean rotation over towards New. So you have New York Subliners right now. They're going to be down by about 10 points. They need this break. They got a lot of pressure on Kitchen trying to block these spawns. Awakening shuts the door. Him and Vivid working together. They all clean house.
Oh, this could be it. 20 seconds out for the win. Boston Breach, that's going to be the series. Wardy trying to break his way through the backside of Kitchen. Priester, you have to find it. Thread the needle. Catch out Beans. He's into the contest corner. He's been called out. Kismet's now here to back up. Nades are there. You're running out of time. Beans with a trophy. That could be it. Kremp now the top hop, and that should be game. Wardy dives into it. Boston Breach, you got your body shot, and they said forget the peace sign. They loaded the chopper up, and they have rained down on the New York Subliners. That changes the picture entirely.
Finishing their year off right, getting that final dub before we go into the final stretch of the year. And I mean, hey, Boston just created a nice little 6-way tie, and I suppose we can rock with this theme today. Shoot bodies, lose the series, but I think the 2 we had today certainly more fun than Venom. Certainly what it felt like, but either way, it turns out for the Subliners, subbing in an SMG player for your main AR. Not a good strat, so literally no one should be surprised by the outcome of the series.
No, not at all. He had a decent series, though. Some great moments, some funny moments, but it was tough to contend with Giga Wake. 4,500 damage, nearly the 40 bomb. He was simply different that series. As Boston, the 3-1 victory here on our final online qualifier of the Modern Warfare 2 season. Oh boy, what a week of COD it has been, and what a week of COD next week will be as well.
I believe since Boston got the 3-1, I mean, I'm sure the desk can break this down better than I can, but I know Optic and Atlanta already locked in for your 1-2 seeds. I think Boston off of that might have just jumped all the way up to 4th overall, which funnily enough, depending on how the tiebreak works between Minnesota and New York, you might actually have a Boston-New York rematch at the major, so a lot of fun potential matchups on the line.
There you go. Well, what could have been a boob series turns out to be a Bob with 2 Bs, baby. Well, there we go. We didn't have to see the Search and Destroy. It would have been a lot of fun, though, I must admit. But, guys, that is it. Online COD for the MW2 season. It is finished. Put a bow on it. It was a lot of fun. So many good memories. So many memey moments. And, hey, plenty more next week. Over to the beautiful desk. Mwah!
Bye-bye loudness, EQ. We'll see ya.
So close to flipping a bird. I came so close.
We love you, Miles. You can throw in our ranked games later tonight, just like New York did in this series. You put in a sub, and then you make Kismet run an AR. New York threw this one against Boston.
They're trolling.
But Boston gets the win in a 3-1, and that means we have 6 teams now finishing with a 3-2 record. This is going to get weird. Our graphics guy says, give me a minute while I do all the number crunching. And we want to make sure we get this one right, Nameless. But we did not see today going the way it did.
We definitely didn't. And also, I will say New York are absolutely trolling. That made absolutely 0 sense. Wardy, for what it's worth, great S&D, some big plays.
Awesome to watch you, my friend.
All right, this is what matters. We got the bracket. So let's see what our matchups are.
We got Optic number 1, Mutineers number 8. That's your top half. You got Breach versus Rocker there as 4 takes on 5. FaZe comes in with the number 2 seed, draws Legion in the first round with number 7. And Ultra versus Subliners. That's going to be number 3 versus number 6. And all that is Puckett, Matt. Thieves, Royal Ravens, Surge, and Gorillas all starting that losers bracket.
The top side of the bracket is super light. Wow, Optic are definitely making it to the winners final minimum.
It's going to get interesting. Nameless calls it like he sees it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go that way. Things get spicy, especially
that is
when the Mutineers
light.
match up against Optic, and that is going to be going down next Thursday. Mark your calendars. We are 4 days out from seeing Optic Texas take on the Mutineers at 4:30. Ultra versus Subliners at 3. FaZe versus Legion opens it up at 1:30 p.m. And we close it out with Breach versus Rocker. Nameless, what do you think of this first round of action?
I'm really excited for the Breach versus Rocker game. You know, watching that series, like Breach have all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
They just make it so difficult sometimes on rotation, like on that last map that we just watched. But when you think about Rocker, they're figuring it out. They look very strong in the respawns, like fundamentally playing great. They have a good dynamic now, so I think that could potentially be the biggest banger in round number 1.
If you got a tweet, send it right now using the hashtag CDL2023, and you could be featured here in this show. But Nameless, we got to recap what went down in this final series. Boston walks away with a 3-1 victory, and they get it due in part to a lot of swaying from Awakening. But what else did you see from this Boston squad?
I mean, like we said, like Boston, they have all the talent in the world. Big Wake making an absolute statement in this last series. He just needs a championship, man. Like he's one of the most talented players that we have in the game. We need to see him win a chip.
We're going to see if we can get a hold of a Boston player in a moment. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and recap what started the day, because Legion put the pressure on Minnesota. They pulled off the upset yesterday. So Minnesota, they now wanted to earn 10 points of their own. Going up against Toronto, no one thought it was possible. 90% of the chat was leaning towards the Ultra.
Yeah.
But it is the Rocker clutching up with Attach back in the lineup. The man was ice cold.
Yeah, Attach was a monster today. He said he just wanted to fit into the system day 1. Well, today he came out and he absolutely slayed. Definitely was looking warm. And then Bance as well. Bance in the Search and Destroys making plays in that game number 5. But also on the respawns, Bance is over a 1.1 throughout this stage. His highest KD in a stage. So it's looking like Major 3 Bance has returned. I'm excited to see what Minnesota can do. Obviously, there's still some work that needs to be done in order to secure champs. But right now, Minnesota looking very good to secure it.
And remember, this made all the chaos possible. With Minnesota picking up this first W, that gives Ultra their 3-2 record here in the qualifiers. And now Rocker, powering from what we thought could have been in 8th place, moves all the way up into our 4-5 spot to be playing on Thursday. Impressive stuff from the Rocker, but that wasn't the only win of the day. The fastest series of the day belonged to the LA Thieves. You had to face off against 12th seeded London Royal Ravens, and the Royal Ravens go out with a whimper tonight, Nameless.
Yeah, this isn't even highlights. We're actually just showing the entire series.
It's done.
Yeah, no, it was so super fast. Map 1 a little bit contested, got the juices one for sure. London trying to go out with some fight, but the team just lacking the confidence and the skill set to be able to go up against a major champion. All the questions are on Thieves right now. It's like you're a major champion with that caliber of a team. You expect them to be able to make a run, but they're starting in losers. Can they do it?
Chat, what do you think about your teams? Let us know right now as we got our final look at what happened here in the qualifiers. We are all set up for just 2 tournaments remaining in the 2023 season. $500,000 on the line next week as we head up to Toronto for the final major, and a man playing for a big chunk of the cash joins us live right now. We got Beans on the line in our Monster Winner Spotlight. Beans, congrats on the 3-1. New York bringing out a sub kind of caught the whole community off guard. What was it like playing against Wardy today?
I've got a lot of experience playing against Elliot. Obviously, back in, a good UK brother of mine. Obviously, an insane player. He always has been. So it was, obviously probably better for us that he's playing because you have the full New York roster. But also, couldn't take him too lightly as, he's obviously a really good player. So.
Well, with your win today, this definitely keeps you guys in the mix going into Toronto, but also it keeps you in the running to lock up your spot in champs. Was that the bigger picture for the squad? What were you guys talking about this week?
I've always, since I joined the team, to the Boston guys, don't worry about champs. We've got that locked. We're good. But it was getting a little bit dicey lately. Some losses here and there that we probably shouldn't have lost, or just some choke games. But I think we're okay for it. We're a solid team.
Beans, what are you guys trying to work on going forward? Because in these games, we're seeing you guys get a ton of kills at times, outslaying just something in the middle or at the end of the game not going your guys' way. So how do you intend to fix that in practice for the last 2 majors?
I think we just need to come out hotter in hard points. I think our control is probably the best in the game at the moment, or one of. And our S&D, you know, we got our off maps here and there, but for the most part, our S&D is pretty good as well. So if we can just start getting some hardpoint wins, especially that first map is so important, then I think we're in the running to, you know, do really well at these events.
7 straight control wins. You guys are definitely looking like the best when it comes to game 3s, but that game 4 was a little sloppy. Can I ask you about your personal game? Because you started 9-24, you finished way closer to a 1.0. Talk to me about that game 4. How did you turn your own game around?
I don't know. I was getting slammed, to be honest. Normally, Hotel Hardpoint's my kind of jam, but I was getting slammed. But luckily, you know, we got Demon Joe next to me, you know, an absolute insane player, and he was frying Kyle as well, and Reese, you know, they're all doing it for me, so they had me on that one, thank God.
Nice.
All right, Beans. Final question here from the community. What are your thoughts on drawing Minnesota in the first round? How do you feel you match up against Banson Crew?
I think it's written in the stars, and after all the stuff that was said after the LAN or whatever, so it's written in the stars that was going to happen. I can't wait. Obviously, you know, devastated that that was the last online match. No more EQ. We're you know, we'll cry over in the Boston camp, but nah, I'm really excited. It'll be a really good game, I think.
The astrologists don't lie. We get to see that next Thursday. Congrats on your win tonight, and we'll see you up north.
Appreciate it, guys.
That is Beans. Boston gets a dub and helps improve to 190 points on the season. Let's take a look now, Nameless, because coming in, this was a tie for that 7th, 8th spot. Now you bump Surge into that zone. Rocker finished with 180 points before going into Toronto, and Legion, still with a long shot, has to play near perfect as we head up to Canada.
Dude, it is going to come down to some insane losers bracket match on Friday. Like, it's going to be nutty. Surge, man, like, they better focus up, because there's a world where they don't make it into champs, and that would be devastating.
Want to give a big shout out to everyone who tuned in since day 1 of our qualifiers. That is going to do it for the online portion of competitive Call of Duty. Nothing but Major 5 and champs left here in the 2023 season. We'll see you all up north starting next Thursday.
Pick up where I left off, it ain't over. Whole squad on the gravel, all I know, I'm a soldier, stand up. Add attention, shake it off. Tell us with it, get the trick. Back to mission, no surrender, just commitment. I see visions, eyes closed, shut, heart monitor going crazy. Man, it's panicking. Woke up from the stretcher in the res, removing the bandages. Hopes up, I'ma catch whoever made me suffer these damages. Power level breaking screens, they like, wait, look at them scampering. Rejuvenated, reborn, I'm basically the man again. Made the world stand still, they amazed, frozen like mannequins. Keep the door off the hinges, make way, someone needs vanishing. They ain't think I was able, but I'm came when it come to savageness. I'ma finish it, I'ma finish it, I'ma finish it, I'ma finish it. Still got a little fight, I'ma finish it. Still got a little fight, I'ma finish it, I'ma finish it, I'ma finish it. Still got a little fight, I'ma finish it. Still got a little fight, I'ma finish it. Little this, little that, everyone pulling triggers full of max. Talking PCs cause they full of that. Ain't really G's, they GNATs, they really just next. Scratch them off, power bombs. Look at them spinning, they really spin off. Getting me to give me a headache, maybe wanna take my head off. I could really use the Tylenol. Candy rappers talking good and plenty, it's really too many to mention, but no, I'm tired of y'all. Suck to infinity, you could never be my enemy. You make me look good, I should be hiring y'all. I'm reborn, I'm basically the man again. Made the world stand still, they amazed, frozen like mannequins. Kick the door off the hinges, make way, someone needs banishing. They ain't think I was able, but I'm came when it comes to savageness. I'ma finish, I'ma finish.